Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Talking with Heroes talk show program. I am Bob Calvert, your host. Ted is behind the camera. And we're on talkingwithheroes.com. Our online news site is thankyoufforyourservice.us. Hopefully by now you've all watched a lot of the stories on video from Afghanistan, Kuwait, and Iraq. And we're still here in Afghanistan. We're at Medralam in Laghman Province, Afghanistan. And we're with the Provincial Reconstruction Team and engineers. And they're going to be talking first about who they are and what they do here. And so, would you like to get us started? Introduce yourself.
Sure. Thanks for having me, first of all. My name is Capt Tony Vincelli. I'm actually the Public Affairs Officer for the Laghman Provincial Reconstruction Team. So I'm not an engineer, but I work alongside the engineers. We're part of the same team.
Okay, and how long have you served?
I've been in the Air Force for 15 years. I enlisted in 1996. I did 8 years enlisted and then crossed over to the dark side, as they say sometimes when you're an officer. And I've been an officer for about 7 years now.
Okay, and where are you based out of?
I'm actually a full-time guardsman. I work for the Air National Guard in Boise, Idaho, and I'm activated right now. I've been activated since March of this year.
Okay, and if you don't mind me asking right up front, Embry Riddle is our sponsor.
Sure.
You have taken some courses with them?
Yeah, in fact, back in the, it's been a long time.
Okay.
But back in the late 90s, I took a lot of my core classes, you know, those 1 and 200 level classes that you need to get your associates and then towards your bachelor's. I think I got a Community College of the Air Force degree, and some of those classes were, several of those classes were through Embry Riddle. Took them on base back at good old Mountain Home Air Force Base. So Embry Riddle was really great. It was convenient for me to knock out a lot of classes in between deployments because anybody who's served in the military knows it's not when you're going to, or if you're going to deploy, it's when. So in between the deployments, when you're home, you can bang out some classes, and Embry Riddle's really convenient for doing. I'm sure it's even more convenient now with online classes and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, they're on over 100 bases right now around the world, so it's pretty
Absolutely.
neat. Okay, talk about what you do here.
Well, the Provincial Reconstruction Team, our team, is about an 80-member team of Army and Air Force, and we are here to basically help the people of Afghanistan build security, development, and governance so that they can take care of themselves, so that when we're due to leave in 2014, we can do that and they'll be able to stand on their own and with minimal assistance from the U.S. and our coalition partners. So I'm here to help tell the story of all the great work that all of our people are doing, and there's a lot of it. There's really a lot of great progress being made here, and we're really happy to be at least a small part of helping Afghanistan grow on its own.
Can you think of maybe a few projects that stand out in your mind that you've completed or are working on?
Rather than have the PA guy talk about projects, I want the engineers to talk about it for themselves, just because they're the experts on it. They're the ones that are on the ground every day, going out, doing these missions, working alongside Afghans, and really building the country. So I would like for those guys to talk.
Okay, great. Okay. Pass down the mic.
Vinny. How you doing? I'm Sergeant Vinatieri, Master Sergeant Vinatieri. I've been in the military also now for 15 years. I'm coming from F.E. Warren Air Force Base in Cheyenne, Wyoming. And a little bit about what we're doing here. I'm an engineer, actually a structures troop working in the engineer shop. We're mainly managing contracts here with the locals, overseeing some of the contracts. It's a pretty rewarding concept here watching them. It's something new that I haven't done as a structures troop. Usually I got the hands on and I'm actually building things and that. And this time it's a new experience for me to sit back and actually watch and kind of manage those contracts from another aspect in that. It's something more on the officer side that they do. So it's a learning experience for me. It's a rewarding experience because it helps me in my development too in my career. But like I said, something new, something real rewarding. And I do enjoy getting out there, getting out to the missions and that, looking at the contracts. I kind of handle what I'm handling. I'm handling all the vertical contracts for our team. Lieutenant Adamson's handling all the horizontal. So I get to do anything. A lot of building construction. So we've closed out a handful of them this past month, or we're in the process of closing out a handful of projects. RTA studios, women's affairs projects. We have a mosque that's going up. That's in the process of be closing. So there's a wide range of projects that we're working on that are just really neat to look at, really neat to get out there and actually see these local nationals and developing, for themselves. So.
Tell them how many times you deploy.
This is actually my 12th deployment, so I've been deployed quite a few.
Wow.
I've volunteered for a lot. I've been all over the place. So yeah, this is my second time to Afghanistan. I've been to Iraq and that, but this is between Albania and everywhere else. This is my 12th deployment. So.
Okay, so this is your second to Afghanistan.
Yes, sir.
What would you say some of the differences you can see as far as progress from the first one?
Well, I was attached in a different means last time. I was doing, like I said, the hands-on construction and doing a lot of development myself for base development. I think like our push, what we're doing now is pretty rewarding for ourselves and for the local populace in the fact that we're assisting and trying to give them that self-development, teaching them and assisting them into being self-sufficient. And I see that development each and every day when we go out there. We see these contractors, and we actually hold contractor meetings where they come in. Like I said, it's very rewarding to actually sit there and actually help develop them. So,
when you say contractors, you're talking about local people, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So at the same time as buildings are going up, you're teaching them, so when we leave, they can continue? Is that correct?
Absolutely, so they can be self-sufficient. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Great. Okay, appreciate that.
No problem.
All right, I'm Lieutenant Scott Adamson, 2 years of service, graduate of the United States Air Force Academy, and I'm currently stationed out of Eilson Air Force Base in North Pole, Alaska. Like Master Sergeant said here, I deal with most of the horizontal projects, which is predominantly all your roads and bridges. Currently, we have 6 road contracts and 1 bridge contract ongoing. It's currently worth about $16 million in infrastructure that we're in placing here in Afghanistan, and we're actually pushing to in place another 26-kilometer road, new contract for around $12 million. Which will help about 50,000 citizens in the province of Laghman. So we're doing a lot of great things. The roads help out a lot. It extends the reach of the provincial government to the people, so we can provide basic services to all of them. Helps stimulate the economy, provides jobs, helps the movement of information and education and healthcare into these regions that haven't seen anything in 10, 15 years. So it really helps the people, and you get a lot of satisfaction out of that, and you can tell the people have a lot of satisfaction out of that because you hear it from them every time you go out to the projects, just how happy they are that we're building this country, and they'll have something to lean on when we leave. So it's very rewarding, and we have a great team here putting it all together, and we've got a good set of contractors that we're working with from the local area that is just making this all happen for everybody.
Great, thank you.
Captain John Poston. I've 4 years out of the United States Air Force Academy. I'm the senior engineer here, guys. These guys have been working for me just for a few months now. They actually do really good work, horizontal and vertical, as Lieutenant Addison was saying, with the multi-million dollars of road and horizontal projects we have. We have a total of about $19 million in total contracts between horizontal and vertical. He mentioned a few of the future projects that we have going on to connect the new districts to the municipalities to try to increase the governance, try to hand over and push, connect the village and the population of Afghanistan to the government of Afghanistan. And other than the projects that we have going on, they've kind of mentioned everything that we have going on with that, vertical, horizontal. We also held meetings with the government, Governor Azizi, as long as a lot of the ministries. We have engineers and the departments of rural rehabilitation and development, along with the public works, who we work hand in hand with to establish basically a ground level building up, so that way we can basically start passing over knowledge and information and allow them to continue build what they already basically have, just trying to improve it. and trying to give them that echelon of power and sustainment, so that way after we leave, as Captain Vincelli said, they can continue to sustain and maintain the projects that we give them, as well to help them with education, healthcare, government, and agriculture. And so we have a lot of projects with that. As Sergeant Vinatieri has mentioned, we have a mosque, and we have some educational facilities that we have going on that will help the education continue to grow around here in Afghanistan. We also have the roads and the bridges, which basically not only connect the municipalities but also connect the districts. Within districts, we have bridges that basically span rivers that basically connect one side to the other, which is a huge connection point for different villages within the districts. And it helps them with just the movement of agriculture and the production of their economy. And it builds everything from the ground up, and we're basically trying to turn everything over to Afghanistan and to the villagers and the contractors and all the way up to the government. And the more hands-on that they have and the less that we have, it's improvement for them. So it's just that's kind of where we're going with everything. So between going to meetings and everything and pushing everything over to them and letting them as more and more take over control, and us kind of take more and more of a back seat to everything, it kind of helps with our transition and our movement out. So slowly by slowly. So.
Okay, and we're in a mountainous area here. It reminds me a lot of Colorado Springs. Is that also connecting people that live in the mountains, different areas?
Yes, Are you asking whether they live in the mountains?
The roads you're doing, the bridges.
Yeah, a lot of the roads are through the mountain. We have to do a lot of cut and fill, and it actually adds a lot of money and price to the contracts to do that. But again, it's a necessity because people have to be able to transit and get to the municipality and connect to the governance. So by providing them that roadway to get out of the mountains and down into the villagers, it allows them to grow the economy, healthcare, and education, and allows the villagers to have one extra connection to the outside world. So.
Great, thank you.